Alright guys, it's Bachelorette, season 19, episode 5. Let's get at it.
Chris S. said that Nate was walking around talking about how he already had it in the bag. Yeah, I'm excited to just move on from the drama.
Yo, Casey, where are we going right now?
We're going to Minneapolis.
Yo, Clado, where are we going right now?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Good old Minnesota.
Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hey.
I have some absolutely incredible dates planned for this week. And I do have a small surprise.
Okay.
The first date, it's gonna be a one-on-one. And it actually starts right now.
Hey. Oh, wow. Okay.
Joe, would you like to enjoy this one-on-one with me today?
Of course.
Awesome, come on in.
There we go.
Guys, get settled in, and we will see you later.
All right. See you, boys.
So them boys hurt.
Oh, that's tough.
Back home,
Feels good to be
Minnesota.
back. Wow.
The only thing I don't like about Joyce, you really have no personality.
My crush in high school. Because he played basketball. He has a good head on his shoulders, and he's good looking.
You can't hit it. You can't hit it.
Oh, my God.
Mr. Basketball, Miss Basketball. I mean, it goes together.
This has been a really great day. This has been one for a lifetime. Like, this is probably the best date I've ever been on, so.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we took Minnesota by storm. We're doing pretty well, so
I think so. I think we're doing great.
Have I told you that you remind me a lot of my dad and my brother, who are both very reserved people, and not necessarily in a bad way.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just don't always express emotions. They're just very neutral, which is kind of nice sometimes for my mom and I. We're like, we can be spitfires at times.
Right.
But like, were you always reserved?
My dad is really reserved, probably even way more than me. And so him showing emotion, I think I've only seen him cry once, maybe twice in my whole life. And so that was just kind of how I was raised. And so I think I kind of brought myself inward where I built a wall. You know, it's hard for me to really open up to some people. And I think it's like a trust thing. And so, you know, I'm trying to take that wall down. You know, I think going through this whole experience with you and going through all of this is a step in that direction because it's definitely not comfortable for me.
It's not comfortable for me either. And it definitely takes some getting used to, but I really have seen the benefits of like being able to be open. And so I appreciate you, you know, working to tear that wall down.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Today was such a special day with Joe. It was natural, it felt like I was at home, it was playful, felt like we're on the same team. And moving into tonight, I want to make sure that my teammates willing to continue being uncomfortable and having vulnerable conversations.
You know, sports has really shaped who I am, and not only sports, but what comes with sports. And that was, you know, injuries for me. I ended up breaking 3 bones in my leg in 7th grade. And so it left my foot susceptible to further injuries. And then that's when in college I broke my 5th metatarsal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, had to get surgery. I got the surgery, but the doctor who did my surgery ended up putting too big of a screw in my foot and ended up splitting my 5th metatarsal in half and just completely shattering it.
Oh
And so I ended
man,
up
because of a
having
doctor.
another surgery that was really intensive. Ended up being 7 screws and a plate in my left foot just to fix that. And so that's something that really was like tough for me to handle. And you know, after that, like I was able to come back and perform, but like it wasn't the same, you know, and I didn't want to be out there because I couldn't handle it mentally. It was beyond difficult. It was anxiety, depression. There was times where I was thinking, you know, if I even wanted to still be here. And that was really tough for me. all was life, and that life was gone. And so, I've always had like such high standards, and I didn't feel like I was still there. It was just breaking me down too much that I mentally knew I wasn't in a good place. Thanks for asking.
See, it's like okay. I mean, it's okay to let it out.
Going through the mental grind like every day, going to rehab, going to like the rehab after practice, the ice. But it's just like a mental hurdle, and it was so hard that like it was taken away from other things in life because I didn't have time to spend it with friends, or I didn't have time to call up on my dad. So that's when I knew it probably was time to wrap it up and focus on what like can make me happy outside of basketball. And you know, so much of your identity is caught up in basketball or in sports that you're like, who am I at this point? You know? And I just felt really lost. And so coming back home was the best solution for me. I'm glad I did, because obviously Minnesota's home, and so I'm happy I did. I think it was a good decision, but
It still hurts.
I'm happy to share it with you, for sure.
I'm happy to share it with you. It means so much.
I think you're worth it. So.
I'm very grateful that Joe trusts me enough to open up to me about all that he experienced. And so I feel like after today, my feelings for Joe have grown tremendously. Today was the most powerful, special, perfect, stars aligning date I've ever been on.
Chris S. He went from being a horse's ass to having a horse's ass.
I am warrior. Man, Chris S. got. Oh my God, they're trolling him. That's what you deserve. That's what you get.
I came here to conquer all my
You're now
competition
horse's
today for
ass.
Michelle Young's heart. I'm ready to go, man. Let's get started.
Follow me. Our first match is Chris versus Olu.
I'm gonna forfeit. I'll forfeit.
No.
Right, let's go. Ah, let's go.
Chris, where's your call at?
Chris, he's a rat. He's a snake.
Oh, with his head.
It seemed weird to me because he had plenty of opportunities during today's date.
Do you feel like everybody stepped up from last week? Because I know you were paying attention.
I mean, for sure. Made her laugh at what I was wearing, so it was a good time. I mean, we all look good. We all look good.
It's the reason why you're a donkey, man. I'm definitely hoping to get my time with her today and get it last week.
Yeah.
And I feel like after the stunt you pulled, like the vibe was just different.
Last week, I told her all this good information about other people in the house. I think she was very grateful of the things that I
never
told
goes
her,
well.
but Nate got the one-on-one that I should have had.
No,
and that
because you
really
wasted your
bothered
time
me.
talking about other people instead of
So,
building your relationship.
I would love the chance to talk to her about it tonight.
Yeah, I think Nate is getting exactly what everyone hopes for the most. You know that date is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Did you speak with her?
Yeah,
How'd it go?
well, great. How about you? You get some time?
Not yet. I'd like to believe that I'm still in the back of her mind, but so far tonight, I haven't talked to her. I'm not sure why she hasn't talked to me yet. Like, I've put myself out there for her even more than I normally would.
Please, grab a seat, take a seat. Doc, yeah, please.
Are we missing someone?
Yeah, Chris. There he is.
Oh. Very good. All right, so we are going to wrap up this evening.
Right now, I'm in shock.
All right, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight to you all, and I will talk to you soon, okay?
You know, I'm a fun, goofy guy. I'm playful, and I wasn't that today, and you're not gonna check in on me at all? She didn't say thank you for me coming out and doing what I did last week, or like things that I told her.
Dude, go
and
home.
She speaks
Go
with every
home.
single person but me. Like, that is crazy to me. And so, I still have a lot to say to her.
Congrats, man. How you feeling?
It means a lot, man. Like, I don't know, I gotta process it, but I'm just very, very happy.
Chris, you have something to say. You've been smacking your lips, so might as well.
I mean, I don't have much to share with you guys. I wanted to speak with her tonight about certain things, didn't get the opportunity, so maybe I'll talk to her tomorrow.
What kind of idiot are you to not show her special attention on a date? I mean, we are literally here for her. But I'm fearful of another performative display where he thinks he needs to make some sort of bold action, because if you thought he was desperate last week, he's way more desperate this week.
So far, is it worth it?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Will you
Nate
move
got
there?
the date card
What,
that
LA is
read,
the
I'm
question.
looking for a man who isn't afraid to test the waters. Nate and I have so much chemistry. It was that person that got the first kiss and the first impression rose. But a lot of our time has been not all flowers and roses. Nate was a name who came out of Chris's mouth in our conversation at that last rose ceremony, and I want to put that behind.
It's not that I don't care if there's other guys here who are here for the wrong reason. I think Michelle's made it very clear that she knows exactly how to sniff those type of guys out and send them home immediately.
Do you have friends? Do you have enemies?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
are you
yeah.
doing good?
Yeah,
or-
so last week, there's a guy in the house who stood up in front of everybody and said that there's guys in the house walking around like they have it in the bag. And he decides that I'm one of the guys.
Is there anything that you can think of that you might have said or could have interpreted it to mean that you thought?
Yeah, I said something along the lines of, it's not about if, it's about when Michelle is gonna choose me for a one-on-one. And so he kind of took that comment as like, oh, I'm just got it in the bag. Whereas for me, it's like, when I spend time with Michelle, I know that there's something going on here. I'm thinking about this girl a lot, like, I'm like missing her. You know, she's mentioned a couple times in our talks to be patient, you know? So it's like, you know, I had that confidence, and the way I answered that question, I guess, rubbed him the wrong way, so.
From the beginning, her infatuation with Nate has really overshadowed anything that I could go tell her, or anyone else for that matter, even if it's just the blatant truth.
That she might be giving him the time of day that he might not deserve.
She's turning a blind eye to all of it. Last week, my warning fell on deaf ears. When Nate got the one-on-one so soon after, I'm sitting here feeling really played by it all. What I told her will be validated maybe sooner, maybe later, I don't know. But I didn't get the chance to speak with her.
But you will.
I still think she could be making a huge mistake, and she ended the night last night without giving me a chance to speak to her. It's important to get across what I want to get across before the rose ceremony, because I have a lot to say to her, and it can't wait. Hey, can I please speak with you for one moment? Just one moment. It's important. Weird.
Okay. I'll be back in a second, okay? Where are we heading?
This way.
What?
Hey. I feel really insecure being here. I felt really disappointed last night. I didn't get the chance to speak with you. And you know, to be honest, I felt really played by the whole situation.
Played.
Before the rose ceremony, I said what I said, came from a place of honesty, and I don't know what happened after that. You came down, you sat next to Nate. 2 days later, you proceeded to give him one-on-one. I felt like what I said had fallen on deaf ears, and I came to say that I warned you, and I don't want you to make the wrong decision.
I was kind of caught off guard with how you approached the situation.
Okay.
When you spoke at the cocktail party, because you did speak for me. But when you spoke about it to everybody openly, that's where I was struggling or frustrated.
Then why did you put a fake smile on at the group date and be fake
Ooh-wee.
with me all day if that's what was on your mind?
You talked about the effort, you talked about the attitude, you called everybody else out on their BS. And walking into the group date in the stadium, you didn't have a good attitude. You looked like you wanted to be anywhere but there.
I just felt really foolish about the whole situation.
I do appreciate you wanting to look out for me, but also at the same time, I can speak for myself, and I want a man who is going to stand and support me when I speak, and not a man who's going to speak for me. As a female of color, there's a lot of situations where people speak for me, and my voice isn't heard. I'm empowered when I can speak for myself. I also have to be confident in myself to make decisions for myself. Ultimately, I do feel like we're not necessarily on the same page. I just don't see this relationship progressing, and so I do need to walk you out.
Insecurity killer.
I do think that Chris is coming from a genuine place of concern. I also felt like he was trying to control that decision that I was making when this is my journey.
And I don't need to know, it's not my business. It wasn't a relationship for you, and no need to apologize.
Yeah, it was hard. You know, when somebody speaks out against other people, you know, this whole situation isn't easy. But in the end, I know that I'm very capable of making my decisions. And I mean, I feel like the chemistry that we have is undeniable, unlike anything that I've ever felt before. And today meant so much beyond belief. Nate, will you accept this rose?
Most definitely.
I decided to give Nate the rose because he trusts me.
It's
in
gonna
making
be
my own decisions.
Joe and Nate at the end.
Every time I spend time with Nate, I keep learning how life would be and how it'd be so fun and nurturing and caring.
Today has been an unbelievable day. Even more special than I could have imagined.
Martin's very two-faced. He's one way to the guys and another to Michelle. I don't trust him. And I hope that at the rose ceremony, Martin gets sent home.
Michelle, gentlemen, this is the final rose tonight. Whenever you're ready.
I called it. I knew Casey and what's his name was going home. I knew it. She didn't kiss them. You could tell. Everybody else, she kissed them. Well, those two men, she never kissed them. I never seen her kiss them.
Gentlemen, I am sorry, but if you did not receive a rose this evening, please take a moment and say your goodbyes.
I'm excited to spend a second week in Minnesota with you all and to follow in your heart.
Cheers.
So that's the end of it. Thank you so much for coming out and checking out my reaction videos. If you want to support, my Cash App is $sign UBO127. IslandBreezeMedia20.com if you want to purchase any merchandise. Thank you so much for your support, your likes, your comments. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.